Welcome to Pet Talk. Remember little Bo Peep who lost her sheep and didn't know where to find her? Well, perhaps you have heard the story of Phyliis the Sheep, who took off for greener pastures from her home in Easton. Well, she's back, and we've got her story. In fact, we were hoping she'd pay us a visit today right here on Pet Talk, but it turns out Phyliis is just a bit too skittish and way too woolly. Well, at least she was too woolly to make it here today. We'll explain that in a minute, but now say hello to David Brant from the Aspetuck Land Trust, which is a beautiful, beautiful spot tucked away across Fairfield County, and also say hi to Dan Welsh and his baby, Misty. Dan is a sheep shearer, and Phyliis the Sheep had quite a journey. What happened? Let's recreate it for folks who might not have heard about it.
Sure. Well, I believe it was April 25th. She escaped from the Bobby farm in Easton, and she ended up on one of our preserves, our largest preserve, Trout Brook Valley, which is over 1,000 acres in Easton and Weston.
So she chose a nice spot.
She did.
How did she escape? What happened?
Well, I think that someone left the gate open, and she inadvertently, or advertently, walked out and, began her, her travel into the woods and found our preserve. And she liked it so much that she decided to stay there.
That's so cute. Now, Phyliis is what type of sheep?
She's an Icelandic sheep. It's a very rare breed. Apparently, there's only about 3,000 of them in the wild.
Wow.
In the country, actually.
And, of course, her wool is prized, and it's just so beautiful.
Yes. And what we did was we put Phyliis on our website. We have a lot of hikers that come to our website to download maps so that they can hike on our trails.
Right.
And we instructed them, if they found Phyliis, if they saw Phyliis, to actually call John Bobby, the owner, so he could get out and try to catch her.
So cute.
So he got many, many phone calls over the course of 2 weeks.
Because people had sightings
exactly.
of Phyliis,
We had a Phyliis sighting. We had a Phyliis sighting blog on our website.
That's great.
We had posters up at our preserve, so it was quite an event for the local community.
Quite a tale. And then I guess what happened? Phyliis eventually decided, hello, Dad, showed up.
Well, I think we had so many people looking for her, and I think she felt a little harangued. We disrupted her tranquility a little bit, and she decided just to wander home.
And she made her way home.
And she made her way home.
How long was she on the lam for?
About 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, when she came back, this is where Dan comes in. She was more woollier for the wear, I guess, and you are a shearer. So what happened when you saw her? Were you sort of shocked? Had you ever seen a sheep that had that much wool?
Yeah, sheep generally, they have a lot of wool if you don't manage them properly.
Right.
And they need shorn about twice a year.
Oh, wow.
In the spring and the fall.
So she was ready.
She was more than ready.
So explain a bit about what you do when you shear them. You have to, I guess, grasp them.
You physically catch the sheep,
okay.
And you flip them over on their rear end to where their feet are facing away from you. And I use electric clippers, and you shear all the wool off from the belly to the head and the body.
Wow.
And it all comes off in one sheet.
And how long does it take about?
The world record is about 12 seconds.
Okay, that's fast.
Me personally, it's about 5 minutes.
That's still pretty darn good.
That's pretty fast.
And this is a great opportunity, and it's such a great story, to talk a bit about the Aspetuck Land Trust, because it's your 10th anniversary, and maybe folks out there might not know what it is or might not have been there. It's really terrific.
Yeah. Well, the Aspetuck Land Trust has actually been around since 1966. And it is the 10th anniversary of Trout Brook Valley, which is the preserve that Phyliis was having a good time on.
Okay.
And
I can see why.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Well, Trout Brook Valley is over 1,000 acres, right in the heart of Fairfield County in Easton and Weston.
Wonderful.
And we have a total of 1,700 acres in Fairfield County, in Easton, Fairfield, Weston, and Westport. And we have 42 preserves in those towns.
Wow.
Trout Brook Valley being the biggest and probably the most popular.
Wonderful. So it's a great place for animal lovers. Can you bring your dogs to some of them, or?
Absolutely. I think the Aspetuck Land Trust is unique because we allow people to bring their dogs to the preserve. And we're actually having a series of walks in June to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Trout Brook Valley, and you can find more information about that on our website.
Wonderful. So anybody can turn out and have a wonderful time, especially now in the summertime.
Absolutely.
Great to do with the family.
Thank
you guys so much for coming, and what a beautiful little